In this lesson, we will explore the power of conditional formatting in Excel, learn how to highlight important data, visualize trends, and make our worksheets visually appealing. Let us dive in and uncover the full potential of conditional formatting in Excel. Conditional formatting is a powerful tool that allows you to apply formatting to cells based on certain conditions or rules. This can help you to quickly identify and highlight important data in your worksheet, like data that is above or below a certain threshold, data that is duplicated, or data that meets specific criteria. There are several types of conditional formatting options in Excel, including data bars, color scales, icon sets, and custom rules. Each of these options provides different ways to visualize data and highlight important information. Data bars, for example, add a visual representation of the data in the form of colored bars that fill the cells. These bars can be useful for quickly comparing the relative sizes of values within a range of cells. Color scales, on the other hand, apply a gradient of color to the cells based on their values. This can help you to see at a glance which cells have the highest or lowest values in a range. Icon sets provide a way to add symbols or icons to the cells based on the value or type of data in the cell. For example, you could use an icon set to add a green arrow to cells that shows an increase in sales, a yellow arrow for cells that show a minor increase, and a red arrow for cells that show a decrease. This can be a useful way to quickly identify trends in your data. Custom rules allow you to create your own conditions for formatting cells. Consider this data set, which contains the sales figures of a company for the first quarter of the year. Highlight the cells greater than or less than a certain value. Let us suppose we want to highlight the cells that have sales figures greater than 700. For this, select the range of cells that contain the sales figures B2, D5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Highlight Cells Rules Greater Than. In the dialog box that appears, enter 700 as the value to compare against and choose a formatting option, such as a red fill color. This will highlight all the cells that have sales figures greater than 700. Highlight duplicate values. Suppose we want to highlight the duplicate sales figure in the data set. For this, select the range of cells that contain the sales figures B2, D5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Highlight Cells Rules Greater Than Duplicate Values. In the dialog box that appears, choose a formatting option like a yellow fill color. This will highlight all the duplicate sales figures in the data set. Use data bars to visualize data. Suppose we want to use data bars to visualize the sales figure in the data set. For this, select the range of cells that contain the sales figures B2, D5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Data Bars. In the dialog box that appears, choose a color scheme, such as blue to green, and choose other formatting options, such as minimum and maximum values. This will add data bars to each sales figure, with longer bars indicating higher sales figure. Highlight cells based on text or formulas. Suppose we want to highlight the cells that contain the product A. For this, select the range of cells that contain the product names A to A5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Highlight Cells, Rules greater than text that contains. In the dialog box that appears, enter A as the text to compare against and choose a formatting option, such as a green fill color. This will highlight all the cells that contain the text A. Use conditional formatting with icons. Suppose we want to use icons to show the trend of the sales figures for each product. For this, select the range of cells that contain the sales figures. B to D5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Icon Sets. In the dialog box that appears, choose an icon style like arrows and set the rules for which icons to show based on the values in the cells. For example, we can set the rule to show a green arrow for sales figures that have increased by more than 10% from the previous month, a yellow arrow for sales figures that have increased by less than 10%, and a red arrow for sales figures that have decreased. This will add icons to each sales figure with different icons indicating different trends. Create custom rules. Suppose we want to highlight the cells that have sales figures greater than the average sales figure for the quarter. For this, select the range of cells that contain the sales figures B to D5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select New Rule. In the dialog box that appears, select Use a formula to determine which cells to format. In the formula field, enter this and choose a formatting option such as a blue fill color. This will highlight all the cells that have sales figure greater than the average sales figure for the quarter. Use conditional formatting with color scales. Suppose we want to use color scales to show the relative values of the sales figure for each product. For this, select the range of cells that contain the sales figures B to D5. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Color Scales. In the dialog box that appears, choose a color scheme like green to red and set the rules for which colors to show based on the values in the cells. For example, we can set the rule to show a green color for the lowest sales figure, a yellow color for the average sales figure, and a red color for the highest sales figure. This will add a color scale to each sales figure with different colors indicating different values. Now, these are just a few examples of how to use conditional formatting in Excel. By using conditional formatting, you can easily highlight important data in your worksheet and make it more visually appealing and easier to read.